You're listening to Zeitgeist Banana, a podcast all about the English language. My name is Gideon, and I'm in Mallorca today, actually. And I'm joined in London by It's Jon. OMG, it's Jon again. Hello, Jon.
Hi, Gideon. How's it going?
Yeah, fine.
I'm jealous. I can't believe you're in Mallorca. It's raining outside in London, you know, and you're sunning yourself on your balcony.
And I can go outside. I'm allowed to go outside because there's currently a lockdown in Paris, but not here in Mallorca. I can wander as free as something that is free.
Excellent. Well, I'm very envious of you. I mean, I think it was a good move.
Well, come and join us, Jon.
Yes, I will. We can start a new English language school in Mallorca.
So today, Jon, you don't know, once again, you don't know what the hell we're going to talk about, do you?
I don't know. No, but it sounds as if you're enthused by it, using language like that.
It has been a closely guarded secret, and I will reveal all in just a moment. But as is customary, a bit of feedback from the previous video we did on English food. Okay, well, not feedback exactly. I posted a page on the what is it called, the community page on our YouTube site, Let Them Talk TV. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I asked the viewers to name their favorite English foods, and I got some interesting replies. And it's things we didn't talk about last time. I've forgotten, you know, we're doing so, you know, there are things we forgot, some desserts we forgot, like jam roly-poly and spotted dick. Everyone loves the spotted dick, yeah.
They do, yeah.
And scones with clotted cream.
That's a good point.
Steak and kidney pie.
Yeah.
Toad in the hole. I completely forgotten all these things because I don't usually, as strange as it may seem, I mean, although we're English, I don't know about you, I rarely eat English food, so I've forgotten all these classics of our cuisine. Toad in the hole.
Yeah. Has it made you nostalgic and made you want to eat English food? No. Okay.
No, not really. I don't know. What is that? Like sausages and mashed potato or something? I'm not even sure. No, it's not. It's like a pie, isn't it? With sausages.
You can see you're a vegetarian. So basically, it's a sausage in a Yorkshire pudding.
Okay, that's another thing was mentioned, Yorkshire pudding. And someone suggested avocado on Yorkshire pudding instead of avocado on toast, which is a trendy hipster thing. I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure about that.
Bangers and mash. Bangers are sausages, aren't they?
They are indeed. Yeah.
And here's one you may or may not know: Parmo.
Parmo?
Yeah.
What's that?
You're so London-centric, Jon. You should get out more. You should get out of the
that sounds like an Italian.
Go up north. Go up north.
Go up north. I'm from the Midlands. That sounds like an Italian thing. Parmo.
It is vaguely based on. It's from Middlesbrough, and it is basically some stuff. Google it. I don't know. I'm not really going to go. I'm not going to go there. Google Parmo. Like something with like melted cheese on some kind of meat.
It sounds as if you regularly visit Middlesbrough though. So yeah.
No, but one of the viewers posted it. So I love Parmo. I said, Parmo. I had heard of it, but I didn't really know what it was.
Okay.
Of course, if you go to Scotland, you can have deep fried Mars bar, deep fried pizza, or deep fried anything.
It's very healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can kind of feel your arteries clogging up as you eat the deep fried Mars bar.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the emergency number right close to you when you're eating this stuff. And another thing which is very popular, I never really liked myself, Jaffa cakes.
Oh, Jaffa cakes, yeah, the special stuff.
Which aren't even cakes at all. Yeah. But you like that? I don't know.
Well, they're not bad. I mean, I quite liked them when I was a youngster. It's something now that I'm not really too fussed about. But yeah, definitely as a youngster.
Do you know there's a big court case about Jaffa cakes?
Really?
Because of the taxation laws in the UK. that cakes are 0% VAT, but biscuits are 20% VAT. I think biscuits are seen as luxury. I don't really understand why, for some historical reasons, but cakes are seen as basic foods, which are 0 rated. And Jaffa Cake said, we are cakes. And the taxman said, no, you're biscuits. And you know, I think they lost. You know, they came to the conclusion in the end. Do you know what's the difference between a cake and a biscuit?
Well, I would say a biscuit is harder, isn't it? So I think Jaffa Cake's probably had a fairly good case because it's quite soft, isn't it? And yeah, I don't know. What is the difference?
Well, you're on the wrong lines, but it's when they dry up, okay, a cake becomes hard and a biscuit becomes soft. I say when they dry up, you know, when they get old and you leave them out. And I think that's how they lost the case. They just left some Jaffa Cakes lying around for a few days. Then tried to fold them.
Wow, yeah. So, you know, you have changed my life. That's amazing. I wanted to ask you a question actually about scones.
Scones?
Scones or scones. Yeah, what would you say? Yeah. Well, that's one element. Would you say scones or scones?
I say scone.
Okay.
And you?
Yeah, I don't know. I would probably say scone, actually. I don't know why.
But if you say scone, you can't make the joke, which every schoolboy knows about it, which is, what's the quickest cake in the world? Scone. But if you say scone, you say, what are we talking about? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. The joke doesn't work.
It's so true. That leaves
it alone. That leaves it alone.
Okay, maybe I'll change what I say. But the big question is, jam first or cream first?
I don't know.
It's always a hot debate. If you're listening to test match cricket commentators in England, they always debate this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't been following.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's an important question. The listeners might be interested. Yeah. They can let us know what they prefer, jam first or cream first.
Okay. Yes, do that. Okay. So returning to the object at hand, the subject of today is, the drum rolls, plurals.
Oh, okay.
Plurals in the English language. And I've got a little quiz for you as well.
Excellent. I think I'll be okay with plurals.
You love plurals. So some of them are pretty difficult. Some of them are pretty difficult.
Yeah. No, actually thinking about it, you could slip, you know, throw in a few banana skins. I can understand.
Yeah. I think this is one of the most difficult things in the English language, actually, because people say, English grammar is quite easy compared to other languages, which may be true in many cases, but with plurals, there are lots of irregularities and disagreements, even amongst native speakers about which plural to use. So you'll find it very interesting.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried now. So, yeah.
Okay. So you know the plurals with S most of the time.
I hope I know all of them, yeah.
Okay. But a few exceptions. So let's begin with some plurals. Okay, so listeners, you're thinking, oh no, this is just going to be a list of things. No, some really interesting stories here. I promise you, really interesting stories. So, John, English plurals end in S. Book, books, hat, hats. But some older plurals take the Old English form, EN, like child, children. Do you know any more? Only
heathen?
I don't think so. I don't think there's the word heath.
No, there isn't, is there? There's heath.
Oh, there's heath. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I don't think that's connected.
Okay. Enlighten me, because
what is the plural of brother?
Brothers.
Correct. It is brothers. However, it used to be brethren, which is still a word which is still used in terms of groups of men in sort of a congregation or working together in organization, isn't it? The brethren.
It is, yeah.
That's still occasionally used, but not for brothers, your siblings. No, we don't use it there. Oxen.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And women.
Oh yeah. What does men count?
No, actually, women has nothing to do with men. The plural of women has no connection with men. You think, oh, it's got men in it. No, it's just coincidence.
Okay.
Just a plural.
But men ends in en. So does that qualify for?
And oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think there used to be other ones which have died out, but they still exist in some dialects of English. I think like neon, and iron, and but even tree and trean, but they've basically died out. But I read on Wikipedia that some dialects still use them, but I haven't heard them myself. Can you name any words where there's no plural? It's the same. Doesn't
Deer.
change. Beer?
Deer.
Deer. Two deers. Is it deer or deers?
Well, it's one deer,
right.
two deer, isn't it? And then one sheep, two sheep.
That's right.
One
and
fish,
usually,
two fish.
Yeah, usually fish. I think if
Yeah.
you're talking species of fish, you can say fishes, and a few expressions you say fishes, but usually it's fish, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. And some other irregular for animals.
Mouse. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. The plural is
Mice.
Yeah. What about a computer? A computer mouse. If there was two of them, is it mouse or mouses? Because it's not an animal.
I would probably say it's mouses, isn't it? You have two computer mouses, but yeah, that's a curious one. I guess a lot of people don't have more than one mouse, though, do they?
I don't know. People don't use mouses at all now, do they?
You don't have one? Okay.
No. And many fish. I mean, the names of fish, they don't usually have plurals, do they? Like salmon, one salmon, two salmon, squid, etc. And a few other strange ones, which we don't think about it, that don't have an S, which are not animals. Cannon. They're strange. Cannon. Two cannon, three cannon. Cannons existed, but most people in the UK, again, I've been doing my research. In the UK, we say cannon, don't we?
Yeah.
There's 5 cannon. And also,
Yeah, no, but it is curious, but I guess we wouldn't really use cannon very often in day-to-day language, would we, nowadays?
Preparing for a battle with an old arsenal, old military hardware, then maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you were doing a reenactment, then yes, you would use it.
And aircraft. I didn't think of that. Aircraft. 5 aircraft, not aircrafts. Or hovercraft. 5 hovercraft. Well, I'm not sure why. Why is there no S on hovercraft or aircraft?
I don't know. It's a curious one, isn't it?
Yeah. So coming to some interesting stories now. I did promise some interesting stories. What is the plural of person?
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I'm going to answer it in 2 different ways, which I'm hoping is what you want. Is you can do people, but you can also do persons because it depends on the situation.
Exactly. I did a video on this on Let Them Talk TV, which I'm sure you've seen as a follower of the channel. But
I watch it every day. Yeah,
I'm sure you do. The difference between people and persons when you use persons. Do you know?
I do know. Yes. Yeah. I mean, this comes up a reasonable amount with students. So you would say people as a plural, as in there's lots of people at the concert. Just in general, whereas persons is more about capacity. So you would see persons on a bus, for example. It would tell you how many persons are allowed in the bus or in an elevator. Sorry, I should say lift. You would say the number of people or number of persons, in the lift.
You are correct. I could give you a little bit more detail and a bit of history as well.
Excellent.
Because it used to be that person was a singular and persons was the plural when you used a number, which is the same in French and other languages, Spanish. I know so 1 person, 5 persons, but lots of people. It used to be like that.
Okay.
Just like in, I think in French, you say, cinq personnes, beaucoup de gens, something like that.
Yeah.
But somehow, somewhere along the line, it all got mixed up, and now we use people, for even with numbers. And I'll come to the exception in a minute, but we did have a good old English word, which we don't use anymore because people and person come from French. Because before that was Latin, but the words come from French. But the Old English word, which you might not know unless you know Old English, was laid, which I think cognates with some words in Germanic languages. But that's gone. We sometimes still see folk, but now it's most of the time it's persons and people. And to answer your question, you're absolutely correct. In signs, you still often see persons, 5 persons allowed in the lift. Also in police English, they're seeking 2 persons of the crime.
Yeah.
Okay. And also in legal English, sometimes you'll use persons to differentiate this one and another one. But most of that, and also in Indian English, it's also the dialectic you find if you read things written by someone from India, they still use persons quite often.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Parisian police are searching for 2 persons in Mallorca. Is that right?
Exactly. Yes, in relation to the crime of escaping lockdown. Or it is a crime, or will be.
Yeah. All right.
And this is something that confuses my students, that there's another word which is singular, people, and the plural is peoples. You could explain that perhaps. The people and people and peoples. When do we say peoples?
Would it be to do with a group, different groups of people? So the peoples of France, the peoples of England.
Absolutely correct. You're doing very well in this.
I am doing well, aren't I?
You're doing very well.
With
Yes,
myself.
absolutely correct. Yes, sort of an ethnic group or something like that. So you'd say the people, the peoples of the British Isles, the peoples of North America. The different tribes. So that would be 1 people, 2 peoples. I'll just break in to remind you that if you're learning English and you want to listen to more of Jon's lovely voice, then head over to English with Monty, where you can hear Jon's podcast that'll help you improve your English. What about you? No, I don't mean you, Jon. I mean the word you, because lots of languages, they have a plural you, and they have a masculine you and a feminine you and lots of different yous, you. But in English, we just have you, okay? But we can express you in the plural English, can't we?
Can we?
Yes. Can you think of how you do it? If you walk into a room and you want to invite everybody to the pub, you would say,
you lot.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's quite British. I think you say, because it's very regional, the plural you. In British English, you say you guys, you lot. What are you all doing? You all want. You could say that as well, couldn't you?
Yeah.
What
Sure.
are you all doing this afternoon? So I think those 3. Well, for me, from London, those are the 3 I would use. You guys sounds a bit quite informal. You agree with me on that? Do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
But there are other ones. I say it's regional. In the southern states of America, they say y'all.
That was a very, very good pronunciation.
It's terrible, I know. That's the best I can do. You can do better, perhaps.
Isn't it y'all?
Y'all, okay,
y'all.
Yeah. Apologies to everyone in South Carolina, wherever, who's listening to this podcast. Yes.
There'll be many of them.
Yep. There'll be riots in Raleigh, but that's North Carolina, isn't it? There'll be riots in South Carolina tonight, as I mispronounced it. And in some parts of the English-speaking world, they say use. They just put S at the end, use. I think in Scotland, some places in Scotland, some other parts of the world, you can say use.
Oh, yeah.
We don't say that in London, though.
I'm sure they said that in Trainspotting a few times.
Okay. I think you're right, yeah. But did you know that English used to have a plural you, which was you. Thou was the singular. If you go back, I don't know, there's the two, quite a long time ago, so it's the 15th century. Thou, thee was the singular, and you was the plural. But somehow it all got mixed up, and then you became the formal version, and thou became the informal you. But then thou, thee disappeared.
Because we would normally associate nowadays thee and thou as being, pretty formal, wouldn't we? And I mean, obviously we don't use it, but if you look at previous books, and I always feel as if that's quite a high level of English, isn't it?
No, but it was the informal. That's the two form. If you know French and Italian.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Thou and thee was a two form, and you was the vous form. If I compare it to French.
Yeah, sure, but I wouldn't have expected it to be the informal. I would expect it to be the formal. But yeah,
that died out.
Yeah,
you're right. Yes, but I can't explain it. But that's what happens. So we just have one you, which is both good and bad. Sometimes it's quite useful to have two different forms. Because I find it struggling sometimes. Wherever I'm in France or I'm in Spain now, and you're not sure. I think the local people, they know instantly when to use one or the other. Goes, oh, what should I say here? Should I use a tu or a vous? I'm not sure what's the right thing to say here. Am I going to make a faux pas by not using the correct form? So, John, there's one word in the English language which has not one, not two, not three, but 4 plurals. You know what it is?
Blimey.
No, it's not blimey.
It's not blimey. Wow, that's tough, isn't it?
It's a double test, actually, because it's, again, I made a video about it. So if you've been following the channel, you would know.
It's not formula, something like that.
No, it is octopus.
Ah, of course.
That's 4 plurals. Shall I explain? Can you think what they are? What is a plural of octopus?
Octopi?
Well, yeah, you've got the English plural, octopus, octopuses. Okay,
yeah.
So 2 octopuses walked into a pub. Okay, and then you have octopi, which was a popular plural for a long time, but it's actually not correct. It is correct, but it's not correct. It's correct English because that's what people were saying. A lot of people were saying octopi, finding in the dictionary, because it's from Latin, octopi. But it's correct English. It is correct English. You can say octopi, although why not octopuses? Why not just use the English? But it's actually, the word comes from Greek, not from Latin. So you think US, that's the second male conjugation of the Latin. But no, it isn't. It's from Greek. And the Greek is octopodes. Which...
But we wouldn't use it, though, would we?
I've been doing research, and the answer is no. But recently, I think because of the internet and people are talking about these things, recently octopodes is becoming more used. Of course, it's just the word octopus, but no, that is the correct Greek one, but not necessarily in English. And the 4th plural is octopus. When you think about it, if you're talking about octopus as a food, it's octopus. So, for example, I went to Japan and I ate a lot of octopus. You wouldn't say octopuses. So, like shrimp, a lot of shrimp, a lot of crab, a lot of octopus. So, when it's a food, the plural of octopus is octopus.
I can't imagine you eating more than one octopus, though.
I don't eat octopus.
I don't think
eat things that with the tentacles and the crawling along. No, it's not. No, I refuse.
Okay.
And you? Are you an octopus fan?
Well, I've had it. I wouldn't have said I was a fan. I've definitely had it, though. It's interesting. I wouldn't have a plate full of octopus.
Mm. No, it's very popular in Spain, actually.
Mm.
You see it a lot, octopus. Not in England. Don't think we eat many octopus.
No, but that might change with climate change, right?
Might do. Don't know. Oh, well, you don't get octopus in colder climates?
I'm wondering. I'm guessing not, but maybe that's a false guess. But I'm imagining that might be the case.
I think it's just not what we eat. Just don't. English people don't eat that type of thing. It's
Okay.
just regional. I think so. Here are a few more questions. Can you give me the plural? Stadium.
Stadii.
Stadii. No,
No,
stadia.
stadia. Stadia. Sorry,
Stadia, yeah.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Stadia.
Well, yes, you're right. You could also say stadiums. So there are a few Latin words, with return to octopus, where you can either use the English version or you can use the Latin version. Stadium is one of them. Yeah, other ones like that are referendums, you can say, or referenda. Curriculum.
Curriculum. Yeah.
You can say curriculums or curricula. Okay, but it doesn't always work. I mean, there are Latin words where you wouldn't put this you just have to use the English ones. That's why English is confusing, that the rules are pretty vague. Virus, you don't say vira or circus. You don't say circus, you say viruses and circuses and genuses. You only use the English there. So why in some cases you put the Latin plural, why in some cases you have to use the English? Yeah, I think even native speakers, they get confused. Cactus, there you go, that's another one. Cactuses or cacti, whatever you want.
It's quite common though, isn't it, for people to say cacti, isn't it?
It is, but if you said cactus, it's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So the terminus, termini, not many people, I think it's correct, but not many people say termini, the terminuses.
Apparently people in Arizona, they avoid the plural.
Oh, yeah?
They use cactus as a both singular and a plural.
I suppose if you're surrounded by cactus all the time, just like you're surrounded by fish, then yeah, like the animals, then the singular and the plural blend into one another. You just have one.
Mm. Yeah,
okay.
So there we go. That's an interesting fact for you.
Of course, there are a few plurals from French. So this is more about the spelling as well. So chateau, nice English word, comes from French. What's the plural?
Ooh, don't know.
Well, it's an interesting question. I mean, in the French, you'd put an X afterwards, but you still say chateau. The pronunciation wouldn't change. And in English, you might say chateaux, two chateaux.
Yeah.
But I think spelling, you might spell it with an X as well.
I think you would spell it with an X, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think it's the same with gâteau.
Yeah, you're more likely to talk about plural gâteaux than plural chateaux, though, aren't you?
Yeah, you wouldn't say two gâteaux, you say two gâteaux.
But
you I did see in a shop once a long time ago, they said they had the sign in the cake shop of the gâteaux, they had an X and then an S after the X, which is very confusing. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So yeah, we say gâteaux, but you probably put an X there. Cello, what's the plural of cello?
Ooh, I don't know. What is the
Well, I don't really know, actually. Again, this is very confusing. I think celli or cellos. I probably just say cellos.
Cellos.
Yeah,
cello. Well, apparently they do say celli, don't they? Because I guess it's an Italian word originally, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you're not in an orchestra, though, it doesn't matter, does it?
I have no idea. Maybe it's important if you're in an orchestra.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah.
I don't use. It's not an everyday word for me. You're a little cherub, John. You are a little cherub.
Thank you.
And
why am I a little cherub?
And if there were two of you, you would be two.
I'd be amazing. People would be happy if it was two of me.
Plural of cherub?
Cherubs. No?
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. Or you could say cherubim.
Cherubim.
Which is because it comes from Hebrew.
Wow.
Plural is im for the masculine. So it's strange, you know, English says, oh no, this word comes from this language, so we have to respect the original language and put the same plural. Yeah, we have to do that. You know, don't mess it up. Which I think in other languages they don't do that. They just put the S at the end or the I, and they say whatever. No, it's a French word now. It's an Italian word. We're just doing it our way. So English becomes really difficult. So you have to know the plural of every language.
I think
Strange. It's
it
strange,
is.
isn't it?
It is strange, yeah. But I think the one thing that you have done for the listeners is confuse them even further with the English language. So.
Okay, I'm going to get through the rest of it pretty quickly, actually. But there are one or two. If you in Japanese, it's easier because the plural, they don't have plurals. So samurai to samurai. You say samurais. If you have a bento, your bento box for lunch, it's a bento is the plural. So there's no plural for Japanese.
It's good if you're Japanese. Yeah.
It's good if it is good if you're Japanese, yeah. And there are a few cases in English which are quite strange because they're sort of double-headed words and people are confused about where to put the plural. So, for example, passerby, the plural is
passers-by.
Yeah. So I think that's the only word in the English language where the plural is in the middle of the word, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a curious one, isn't it? Yeah.
And a few more. Coat of arms. What's the plural?
Coats of arms. Yeah, of course it is.
It's coat of arms. I've heard a student, with toothpaste. I've heard a student of mine saying teeth paste. That's the plural.
I quite like that one though. That's quite funny, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite funny. Yeah. Yeah, I'm quite following the logic there. Yeah, but no, toothpaste. Manservant.
Menservant.
It says here men servants.
Men servants. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. These are getting pretty obscure now. So I'll go through these very quickly. Just one or two more bizarre ones. Able seaman.
Able seamans.
No, able seamen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, how often are people going to use things like this, though? Do you normally use your manservant or your able seamans? I don't know.
I have a valet, but not a manservant.
Okay.
A valet. Is it a valet? And what about son-in-law? What's the plural? Or brother-in-law? Or sister-in-law? What's the plural?
Brethren-in-law.
No, not brethren-in-law. Definitely not. You're teasing me.
I am teasing you. So wouldn't it be sons-in-law?
You are right. You're all right. Yeah. I think there are some other obscure ones which you can consult Wikipedia on, but I think we'll leave the test there. And actually, you've done very well. You're quite brilliant, aren't you?
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm not too bad. Let's say that. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I mean, the coffee obviously worked this morning, so I'm pleased about that.
Jon, I'm giving you a chance to plug your stuff. Go ahead, convince people.
So if you want to listen to a more exciting podcast about the English language, then it's English with Monty. So wherever you find your podcast, type in English with Monty and you'll find me. And Gideon is also on my episodes. So if you love Gideon, then you can hear him twice on Zeitgeist Banana and English with Monty.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for that, Jon. It's always a pleasure. You know that. And
it is indeed. Yes. Yeah. I love it.
Yes. We'll come back soon.
I will come back soon. Yes. Yeah. It's been special. We haven't even mentioned Matt Damon, which I was quite surprised about.
He's busy eating toad in the hole somewhere.
Or Jaffa cakes.
We're in Hollywood. Or Jaffa cakes, yeah. So I remind our listeners to watch our videos on Let Them Talk TV. And we do have a video about the plural of you, of the plural of people, and the plural of octopus. So 3 different videos which you can consult on our YouTube channel. So I'll just say thank you again and stay safe and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.